All right. So for 90 minutes plus any stoppage time, whoever has the more goals wins. But how does a draw work? If it's level, if it's a draw, it's full stop, no extra point, no extra period in the regular league or group play. In league play and World Cup group play, a draw isn't nothing. Both teams earned 1 point. That's versus a three for a win or zero for a loss. So it actually does matter and it gets fought for. That's the thing, is that you want to get at least a draw. You would rather it be 1-1 or 2-2 than to be a loss, right? Because then you get nothing out of it, and then it hurts your chances in the World Cup. Soccer is a low scoring game by nature, right? So one mistake or one moment of magic and the game tips. Ties are natural outcomes of the sport where goals are precious. So a draw can be like a smart result. A good team grinding out a point on the road as an underdog stealing a tie from a giant, or the context change on how the draw feels depending on how it came about. If your team, the team you're rooting for, has been down, like say 1-0 almost the entire game, and then they get that actual point that ties the game during the last 2, 3 minutes, maybe even the last 30 seconds to make that game a tie, is some of the most exciting football you'll ever see, because it's the way that people get drawn into them last moments. That's the excitement of it all. That some of that passion is to at least get that draw so it's not a loss. All right, so we get to the point where the draws aren't allowed anymore, right? So this is a pivot point during the tournament for the World Cup. You get to the round of 16, and from that point on, no draws are allowed, and someone has to advance. So there's extra time and a penalty shootout that comes when there's a tie game. And so then whoever ends up with the most points during some of those knockouts will end up being the winner. The contrast is that you can find a way to use the draws strategically during the beginning, but during the knockout rounds, it's no longer a thing because it's sudden death. Draws can be, they can feel up and down. It can make you feel like a win. It can make you feel like it was a loss. And some examples of that are like, if you get a draw against a big rival, it can feel like a triumph, right? But if you get a draw against someone that you should have won against, it can feel like a gut punch to the stomach. And that's the thing, is that it's such an up and down type of feeling to get draws. Real fans don't experience draws as if nothing happened. They live and die by the results, right? Because their team's survival in certain tournaments, or even combining and going forward in that same season, are about whether or not these draws are landing towards them and not, becoming losses. The emotional stake piece is that it makes this sport so much more addicting to follow. All right, so it all comes down to the World Cup tournament, right? That's what we're talking about. That's what all these little lessons are for, is to get you better educated on how the sport works and how these things happen. And in the scoring, it happens, with these tied matches. And in the group stage, the draw can decide whether someone advances or whether their team goes home. But a single match can completely reshape a group's outcome. And that's the whole thing, is that these draws can end up, at least in the initial couple rounds, can decide whether or not a group gets to go to the next stage, into the knockout round of 16. Now, when you get to there and there's no tomorrow, like there isn't in the knockout rounds, that's when everything gets really intense. You'll see players go from being 100% to 120 or 140%, because after that, after the 16, you got to push hard to make sure that you and your team make it to the end and make it to that World Cup stage, or excuse me, to that World Cup final.